Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Welcome to the joy of homemaking. So I have some apples laying around. I've been wanting to make an apple pie and I actually was not able to do the pie that I planned to do in this video, but still stay tuned because I decided to flip the recipe into something else. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And so here are the peeled apples. I peeled about 8 of these apples. These are Fuji apples, I believe. Yeah, they're Fuji apples. And then in the next clip, you'll see how I was able to slice them. And yeah, so these are all the sliced 8 apples. I really like the taste of these apples, you guys. I got these at Ralph's Market. And then here I melted 2 sticks of butter because I wanted to double the recipe to make 2 apple pies, but you'll see what actually turns out in the end, so keep watching. So it calls for brown sugar and the regular sugar that I use. Now this is a pure cane sugar, the one to the right that I use. And in this clip I have the apples sliced up, and then I'll be adding the butter to that and adding the sugars and getting everything all mixed up and incorporated into that big bowl of apples. As you can see, I got the 2 sugars here, and then I'll be adding the butter, but first I want that butter just to cool down some. In the meantime, I'm gonna pull up this recipe that I found on Pinterest to make the pie crust. Next, I'll be working on the pie crust. I'm gonna do an all butter pie crust, so it calls for sugar, all-purpose flour, salt. I'm going to be making 2 pie crusts, so I need 2 sticks of butter because each pie crust requires 1 stick of butter. And also I put some some bottled waters in here because I need ice water for the pie crust. So yeah, so I'll be making 1 pie crust at a time in a bowl here. So I started with the flour. I'll be adding the dry stuff, so I'll do the salt, flour, and the sugar, and then I'll add the butter and the water in. So here's my pie crust. I'm about to shape it and get it ready to go into the pie pan. You know, I didn't even follow the recipe. I'm just going for it, you know, so have fun with cooking, but make sure you check out the recipe. I will leave the recipe to the pie crust. It's from Pinterest, so check it out and make sure you follow me on Pinterest as well. Okay, so here's my buttered crust, you guys, pie crust. I think this is going to turn out really good, and I'm just hoping I'm hoping that this will turn out really good, so it looks good. And so I got 2 of these Pyrex pie dishes that I've had for years, so I will be putting the crust in here and shaping it, making it look all nice and pretty. I'll be back. Okay, here's my pie crust. I've never done homemade pie crust. Well, I attempted some years ago, like a while back. Yeah, so I just realized I was supposed to use cold butter instead of room temperature butter. So the next pie crust, I'm gonna do cold butter and just see what the difference is, and I'm hoping this one will come out good. So I'm gonna be adding the butter to the apple mixture with the cinnamon and the sugar. So I was just reading the recipe for the pie crust, you guys. This is for a single pie crust, but something told me just to double the recipe. Or actually, did I make another crust? No. So I just copied it. Yeah. So it's for a single pie crust. So I'm going to do the top pie crust. Now you can actually leave this like this or put some crumble over the top. There's different ways of making apple pie. I'm going to put the crust on top. So I got to make the other crust now. Okay, everybody. So epic fail on the crust, you guys. You never know. When it comes to cooking, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, right? And so what I decided to do, I'm going to make like a apple crumble dessert. So I'm going to put the apples on a big Pyrex, make a crumble for the top part, and just bake that, and then have some whipped cream to go with it. So I don't want to waste the apples. I don't want to waste that because those are good apples. If you guys have a secret pie crust you want to share, if it's not a secret actually, because I know some of y'all got some secrets, please leave them down in the comment box. Any links, any tips, any ideas to make the perfect pie crust. I'm still working on that. So I actually did cold butter for the second crust, like what was recommended on the recipe, and it was way too sticky. So the one with the warm butter that pie crust, actually, I can work better with it. It was not sticky. So what I did here on the pan, you guys can see this is the 9x13 Pyrex deep dish pan. I just took the apple out of the pie crust and just put everything, because originally I was going to do two pies. It was enough apples to do 2 pies, so I decided just to throw it all in here. Shortly after this clip, you guys will see how I prepared the crumble topping, and I'm going to put that on top of the apples. So the crumble consists of butter, cinnamon, flour, and I took a handful of brown sugar. Okay, so you can't go wrong with an apple crumble, right? So pie crust can be kind of tricky, so a big lesson learned while doing this recipe. Sometimes it's just trial and error. You just gotta roll with the punches, right? As they say, whatever that means, I don't know. So anyway, I decided just to make this work, and so I took the crumble, put it on top. I think I'm gonna bake it at 325 because I don't want that top layer crumble to get hard. I still want there to be some moisture to it, so I'm gonna cook it at maybe 325 for about 45 to 50 minutes. So I've been craving a dessert like this for a minute, you guys. So I'm gonna be using the Land O'Lakes that I used in my other video. Did you guys see my video this morning on the pancakes that I did with the bananas and the cinnamon and the whipped cream? So I'll be using the Land O'Lakes whipped cream. I get the 3-pack from Costco, you guys. It used to be $8.99, but I'm pretty sure it's higher now. So this is the extra creamy heavy cream, and it's not too sweet. And also too, you can make your own homemade whipped cream. I actually know how to do that, but I have this, so yeah, it should be good. Who doesn't love warm apples baked in the oven with whipped cream on the top?
2,000 years later.
Okay, everybody, so this is what the apple crisp looks like. I'm going to be topping it with some whipped cream, as I stated earlier. Oh, I just love it. I can't stop. Okay, so I'm gonna give the apple crisp a try. It is 11:13 in the evening right now. I gotta go to bed. I almost forgot to actually show you guys the dessert, but yeah, I love apples and cinnamon and sugar. And I love this whipped cream. It's not too sweet either, but it's really good, you guys. Have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, leave them down below. I will see you guys in the morning tomorrow in another video, Lord willing. Have a blessed evening, everybody. God bless you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.